I'm Chris, you're watching FRAG-MENTAL, thanks for joining me. Are you looking for a versatile fragrance? A fragrance that will work any time of year for any occasion? A fragrance that you can just grab and spray whenever you damn well please? Well, I've got 10 of the best for you. Stay tuned. Some fragrance enthusiasts or collectors like to wear certain fragrances at different times of the year for different occasions. That's great, but not everyone has a large enough collection to be able to do that. The more casual fragrance wearer is probably looking for a fragrance, maybe two, that will be a good signature scent, workhorse scent, daily driver, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people are looking for a versatile fragrance that will do it all. So I've put together 10 of my favourite versatile designer fragrances for men that will hopefully help you in your decision. I'm kicking off this list nice and cheap with a fragrance that used to be a signature scent for me when I was younger, but I think it still does the job today, CK1. This is an easy to love, clean, fresh scent. It's got some crisp citruses in here, but there's also florals and woods, sandalwood and cedar, which are adding some weight to the fragrance, which is why I think it works well in any season. It's a pretty basic, uncomplicated scent, but actually its simplicity is one of its strengths, because I think it would be pretty hard to offend anyone wearing this fragrance. It's just very mass appealing. I used to wear this a lot when I was younger, but it doesn't smell dated to me, and I don't think it is just a younger person's scent. I think anyone can wear this. Having said that, I think it would be a great starter scent. Part of the reason for that is because it is so affordable. You can get this 100ml bottle for just around £15–20, and the 200ml isn't that much more expensive. Great scent if you're on a budget and if smelling fresh and clean is something that you're into. Staying fairly safe with this next one, but safe definitely doesn't mean boring, because this one certainly isn't. Prada L'Homme. This is like a luxurious, high-quality talcum powder with added spices, more structure. Whereas CK1 was clean in a citrus way, this has a clean smell in a powdery kind of way. So it's softer, it's more rounded, and it's got a gorgeous focus on this comforting powdery iris. So I guess I'm trying to say this one is quite powdery. Very easy to wear, warm, comforting hug of a scent that will be enjoyed by those around you. Again, it doesn't overcomplicate things, but that's its strength and what helps make it so versatile. Oh, and it's quite powdery. Okay, if you're looking for something a bit more assertive and intense, you will love this next versatile banger, Boss Bottled Intense. This is a fresh, woody, spicy fragrance that has an addictive sweetness. And for me, the freshness is coming more from fruit, lavender and spices, rather than citrus, which is what gives it a good, assertive quality. For me, this fragrance is all about the sweetness, and vanilla and tonka bean combine to give this sort of custard-like sweetness, which for me has a real addictive quality. Somehow everything combines to create a beautiful, mass-appealing fragrance that just seems to work in any season. It's got good depth to it, it's sexy, it grabs attention. Unfortunately, discontinued, but still seems to be available and at a good price. I picked this one up from Notino for £35 for 100ml. Still seems to be available there. At that price for this scent, that's a steal. Dior know how to make a good fragrance. In fact, there are 3 fragrances from Dior on this list, the first of which is Sauvage. This one is the EDP, which is my preference because I feel that it's a little more rounded than the EDT, but it projects better than the Parfum. So Sauvage is this precision engineered fragrance made to appeal to as many people as possible. It's clean, it's sweet, it's fresh, it's a little soapy, so on paper maybe looks a bit boring, but it's far from it, because Dior have sprinkled their magic all over it and created one of the most mass appealing, compliment getting fragrances on the market. Part of the reason for that is its performance. Both this and the EDT are beasts. In fact, I have never smelled another EDT with as much raw power as Sauvage, so it definitely gets noticed. It's a fresh, clean, mass appealing, compliment getting fragrance that does exactly the job it sets out to do. You won't be the only one wearing this, but if you're okay with that, very good choice. Let's stick with Dior for this next one. In fact, it even shares part of its name with Sauvage, but very, very different fragrance. This one is Eau Sauvage Parfum. Compared to Sauvage, which smells very modern, this one smells more classic. Not dated, but classic. So this is the Parfum version of the original EDT from the 60s, which is this traditional style citrus aromatic. So the Parfum takes that classical citrus aromatic style, but it gives it a modern twist. It adds a bit more depth and richness. It does lean more mature than Sauvage. This is a fragrance for someone who wants to come across as confident, refined, well put together. The citrus accords shine in the summer, the richness works really well in the winter. Whatever the occasion, whatever the time of year, Eau Sauvage Parfum is a classy and emboldening fragrance. Basically, if you wear this, you're gonna smell like the man. Okay, I love Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. I think it's a great versatile fragrance, one of my favourites, but it's been around for a while. A lot of people are wearing this. If you've absolutely got to have a chiseled torso on your shelf and you want versatility, you might want to try Labeau. A fairly recent release from Jean Paul Gaultier. It's not reinventing the wheel, it's not that much of a unique fragrance, but I think it smells pretty good. It doesn't have too much of a connection to the original. This one opens with a bit of creamy coconut, bit of citrus, so it has a freshness, but not enough to really call it a fresh fragrance. In fact, this is sort of a mix of different styles of fragrance to me. There's a bit of marine, there's some woody warmth, there's some sweetness. It's like they took all the best bits of some of the best-selling, mass-appealing, generic fragrances, combined them all together to create another slightly generic, mass-appealing fragrance. But it's done well, it smells good, it works all year round, and it'll probably get you some compliments. Next, one from Guerlain. Now, it's a little bit murky about whether Guerlain is designer or niche. I never really know for sure, but because this one is so affordable, I always just throw it in with the designers. This is Rouge. If you want to smell like a classy gent, this will do that for you. Like Eau Sauvage, it has that classic, timeless citrus appeal, although I do think this leans more classic than Eau Sauvage, which adds a bit more of a modern twist to the formula, but hey, nothing wrong with classic Guerlain. So this one has citrus and florals, but then it's got notes of leather and oak moss, which gives it a real masculine backbone. It does lean a bit more mature. I'd say it works best for people aged 30 or over, but it makes such a great, bold, gentlemanly statement. Very affordable as well. You can get a 100ml bottle. I've got the EDP here and it cost me somewhere around 40–50 pounds. So if you want to smell good, gentlemanly, if you want that classic Guerlain feel and you don't want to spend too much, good choice. Most of my lists tend to contain a Tom Ford fragrance. I love the house, but this one hasn't been in many of my videos lately, but it's perfect on a list of versatile fragrances. Ford Vetiver. Gorgeous, aromatic, masculine scent. It has some bright citrus combined with some slightly earthy vetiver. It sort of hints at classical, but definitely smells more modern. It's a very well put together, very mass appealing fragrance. It would work in shorts and t-shirt, shirt and tie in the office, black tie, evening event, it does it all. And there's something that intrigues me about this. There's a depth to it that's almost like a sweet incense accord. It isn't listed, but I kind of pick up on something like that from this fragrance. Anyway, one of the best vetiver scents on the market, super versatile, can't go far wrong with Tom Ford. The next one is from Chanel, one of my all-time versatile fragrance, never lets me down, Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Mint and citrus give it some freshness, bit of zing from pepper, sweetness from vanilla and tonka bean. This smells youthful, sexy, modern, extremely alluring. And actually, I can't think of an occasion I wouldn't really enjoy wearing this fragrance. And I don't think I can pick any faults with this fragrance. It's just pretty much the perfect fragrance and a serious contender for if I could only ever own one fragrance for the rest of my life. Says it all. I just couldn't decide which fragrance to put at the top of this list, so Allure Homme Sport and this one are pretty much tied. This is Dior Homme. Take that sexy powdery iris from Prada L'Homme, multiply the sexiness by 10, and you're getting somewhere close to Dior Homme. I just love the iris accord in the Dior Homme line of fragrances. I just think it smells sexy and modern and mass appealing. I have Dior Homme Parfum and Dior Homme Intense. I would say Intense is probably my favourite out of the whole Dior Homme line. And whilst this one smells very similar to those, it's a little lighter and not quite as rich, so I think it has better versatility to wear for different occasions and to wear all year round. The original Dior Homme does seem to be available online. I purchased this quite recently here in the UK, although I think it has been discontinued. So it's been replaced with Dior Homme Original. So even though this is original, the new one is called Dior Homme Original, and I believe it says Dior Homme Original on the bottle. It utilises the iris accord like this. I don't know how close to this one it smells because I haven't smelled that new one. There is also Dior Homme, which has the writing up here on the cap, and that doesn't use the iris accord, so it doesn't smell like this fragrance. So all a bit confusing. They should probably have released that under a different name, but it is what it is. Anyway, if you want to smell sexy and modern and have a fragrance you can reach for whenever you damn well please, Dior Homme. Alright, there are my choices for versatile fragrances. There are many more. Please do let me know what your favourite versatile designer fragrances are in the comments down below. Also, if you want to see a niche version of versatile fragrances, let me know. If there are enough comments, then I will make that video as well. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM, keep smelling good, and I'll see you in the next one.